websites I wanted to share with you, two of my favorites. The first one is libraryelf.com. That's right, Library Elf. It stands for Eliminating Library Fines. What you do is you connect your library card to their site, and then it'll give you head notice when your books are coming up due. And that has helped me to keep track of when things are due, especially when I have things due at different times, and I don't have to write it all over my calendar. They just send me a nice little email. The second website that we've really enjoyed is papertoys.com. Let me show you what we've made. Here is the Statue of Liberty and the White House. Turn this around so you can see the other side too. We are, of course, still studying the states, and as we reach each of the states, I check on papertoys.com and see if they have anything really neat that's relevant to what we're studying. We tried this out of cardstock. I do not recommend trying cardstock. It was much harder for my son to work with. When we did this out of paper, it was much easier for him to use, and he really enjoys that. So it gives him kind of a hands-on experience with each of these things. So I hope you enjoy those websites. Check out our zoo trip Lapbook. We recently went to our zoo, our local zoo. It's actually not that local. We had to drive quite a distance, but it was worth the trip. We put our family picture on the front. All of this I got off of homeschoolshare.com, so you can download this very easily. This is what my kids said if they ran the zoo, what animals they would have in it. So they have crazy things. That's an elephant right there. My daughter's beautiful elephant. And the polar bear, that was their absolute favorite. Then over here we have a game to help my daughter learn to rhyme. It has the little pictures and some words that rhyme together on it. She really enjoys playing that. And here we did some pictures of who lives in trees. Now we adapted our Lapbook just a little bit from what the website called for. Over here we have zookeeper, what a zookeeper would do, and my daughter drew pictures of what the zookeeper would do and then dictated to me what she wanted to have put on there, what those pictures were. We talked about zoo animal alliterations. My kids had a blast with those. And that was the first time my son had really learned about what alliteration is. And then, of course, we talked about what a bird is, what a mammal, what a fish and reptile, and an amphibian is. And then it has on there a chart that they can do of the characteristics of each of those. So that's how we did ours. Again, we adapted just a little bit on ours. I'll stick that in there in a minute. Then the way I did ours is I folded these in. This is two different file folders. I folded the insides in and then just glued those two backs together. But right here they had a riddles, like that one, and some zoo vocabulary. We talked about biome and different things like that. Old world, new world, monkeys and apes. And then of course they like to put their pictures in there too. That's one of their favorite things about Lapbooks, is getting to design them how they want. Animal diets, we talked about herbivores, omnivores, and carnivores, another picture that my son loves. And then the different biomes, we had to discover what the biomes had and that qualified them for that biome, where they were located and what they were like. And then my son picked out pictures of animals that we saw in each one of those biomes at the zoo. So we used all our own pictures instead of using anything downloaded. And then we had some definitions, learned about extinction and animals that were endangered. And then we actually looked up animals in our area that are endangered, and then learned how we can help to keep those animals safe. So that was really fun to do, and we for once didn't do anything on the back of this, but that's our zoo trip. Again, check out homeschoolshare.com. It is one of my absolute favorite sites, especially when you're looking for free Lapbook ideas. Thanks. It's that time of year again. Our homeschool group always does an end-of-year recognition ceremony, and this year is no different. We are going to be again this year giving trophies to the students to the children, and then preschoolers get certificates instead of trophies. But the great thing about our group is we allow the parents to actually give the awards to the kids, and the parents get a chance to say a little something. Our group's starting to grow a little too large to let them say too much, but they do get a chance to verbally, publicly acknowledge the achievements that their children have made. And of course, it's time I've got to start deciding what do I do for my children. And I think for my son, for once, I'm going to do a character trait award. I think his is going to be excellence and responsibility. Believe it or not, in the past 3 months, suddenly he's starting to grow up and mature. He's actually cleaning up after himself a little bit, and respecting others, and thinking before he speaks a little bit. He's getting there. Of course, him growing up makes me a little nervous, but I'm excited about how he is growing up and maturing. He'll be 9 at the beginning of next month. Time flies. My daughter is a preschooler, and she has an insatiable hunger to learn, so I'm thinking hers will have something to do with that. I have to figure out how to word it to where it's shorter, because the certificates for the preschoolers only so wide. So anyway, the award ceremony, how we typically set ours up is if we have students who are gifted in certain areas. Like last year, we chose to let it be recital style, where I chose a few of the kids who had musical talents. They got to play the songs for the ceremony, and then the parents got up and presented their awards. And then afterwards, we have a reception, and in the reception, it's kind of open house style, where the families can bring in special projects or activities or pictures or whatever the parents want to recognize their kids' work for. They can set it out kind of like an open house, where family and friends are invited to come in and see what these kids actually do at home. So, well, not that they're always at home, but you know what I'm saying. What they do when they're in their schooling. Since we have done this, it has really helped some of our families who have grandparents or friends who are a little nervous about the homeschooling idea. So that, if your group doesn't do an end-of-the-year recognition ceremony, that might be something